We will go for them before they come to us. We will go for them before they come to us. Secondly, in the recent weeks, there have been reported incidents of bandit attacks in many parts of the northern part of our country. Recently, His Excellency the President addressed the issue of banditry, particularly in the counties of the north, during his visit a few days ago in Turkana and Samburu. It is the position of government to follow up on the policy directives and the commitments made by His Excellency the President to ensure that we rid our country from a gang of a few citizens who think that they have the wherewithal to dare and even try to hold fellow citizens at ransom. We are rolling out an unprecedented response against criminals. And we are going to go to their hideouts. We will look for the criminals and do to them what the law says we do to criminals in accordance with the law of our country and all other applicable international laws. Banditry has assumed not just an economic dimension, but it continues to take new dimensions, and increasingly it is appearing that what is happening in the northern part of this country would very easily constitute crimes against humanity. Therefore, the government is deploying multifaceted, multi-pronged, multi-agency response to the challenge and the problem of banditry. We have information where they have been retreating to. We know the challenges that have been associated in the past in getting to them. We want to make it clear as government that we are coming to dismantle not only the criminals themselves, but also to bring down the entire chain that has been the cattle or livestock rustling industry, from the financiers, the spiritual supporters, the criminals, the benefactors, and those who purchase livestock stolen from fellow Kenyans. In the last few weeks, these marauding gangs of few citizens have dared the government of the Republic of Kenya. And the message they have been trying to send has reached us. We have had them. These criminals want us to believe that they have the wherewithal, the sophistication, and the endurance to withstand the lawful response of the government on crime, especially organized crimes and crimes bordering on crimes against humanity. We are coming for you, effective immediately, and the response will be sustained until we set free our country from the fangs of bandits, criminals, murderers, and profiteers of bloodshed. The less I say of this matter, the better. Finally, we have witnessed increasing criminal activity within the city of Nairobi. A small group of criminals armed with knives and other weapons is terrorizing the citizens of this city, as well as a few other urban centers. Those boys who have dared the government and want to tell us that they can take over the city and make it a city of crime, we have also heard you, and therefore we are coming, effective immediately. We have taken measures already, as I have said, with regard to counter-terrorism. We have started taking measures already, which we cannot announce, on the response to bandits and banditry. And we have taken measures to deal with the emerging crime trend in Nairobi. In this regard, the leadership and the command of the police has changed the command of the Nairobi City police deployment, effective immediately. The National Police Service also has put in place again a multi-agency, multi-discipline response to this problem to get these our errant sons, maybe daughters, to get them out of our streets and put them where criminals belong to. Therefore, and finally, I once again reiterate the commitment of the government of Kenya to make sure Kenya remains safe. We cannot trade off our freedom and our security for anything. Not for votes, not for anything. And I say so because some of these criminal activities will soon begin taking a political dimension. As I said earlier on, during the process of my approval, bandits, terrorists, and other criminals of whatever type have no tribe, they have no political affiliation. Therefore, this administration will spare no effort to make sure that we retain normalcy. We must open up the Kenya of the North to development. And the entry point of that opening up of Northern Kenya is by releasing it from criminals and making it a safe place for investors and government officials engaged in development activities as well as development partners. Therefore, I want to assure the country we remain seized of this matter, and I want to assure our officers who are in charge of the various formations related to internal security. The government will support you, facilitate you, and make sure that as you perform this gallant, sometimes risky service to the nation, you will not be victimized. A few cases that might arise of unlawful use of weapons will be handled in the normal way. I therefore urge all officers to use the responses that we are commencing within the law, comply with the standing orders of the police, comply with the law relating to criminal conduct, that is the Penal Code, Cap 63 of the laws of Kenya, the Criminal Procedure Code, Cap 75 of the laws of Kenya, the Evidence Acts, Cap 80 of the laws of Kenya, of course the standing orders of the police, but also comply with the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the applicable international treaties relating to this kind of activity, which is the use of lawful violence to protect the population. I thank you, and God bless Kenya. Thank you very much for coming. We shall be speaking to you more often, more regularly, and in a more structured way. I am afraid I am unable to take the questions, but we'll engage shortly.
Has the command of Nairobi changed?
Yes. And thank you very much. Have a good afternoon.
The other question is with regards to what you're saying and when you were rating police officers and relooking. Is this in relation to a perceived go-slow that is on at the moment?
There is no go-slow, and police don't go on go-slow. As I have said, our officers continue to work under difficult circumstances. We respect that role, we protect that role, we defend that role. Increasing incidents of crime will be dealt with as such, without introducing extraneous issues. I thank you and wish you well. Thank you.
Nyakora mogejuang mane jaten migao mar arita e pacho kae Kithure Kindiki e kinde mabende ne oloso mano e kar romo mar Harambe House mano buore Nairobi kae ka bende oltuaka kotudore kod chal mar arita kwe pacho kae mosebedo korochore ahinya e moko kuom gwenge ma pacho kae. Wacho ni sirikal ma pacho kae nyaka sani osetemo kata biro keto maino e neno ni jopinya e gwenge duto ma pacho kae obedo kod arita kwe makare. Ka bende wacho ni gibiro loso ayanga tim makende mabiro timo apedha ne jomaundu ahinya to kendo jomaundu kapo nono se mak jomaundu moramora tibiro kaune okang magero, okang mabende ibiro kaw koluore kata kotenore kod chike duto ma pacho kae. Bende oloso kanyo kotudore kod nok mar arita kwe ahinya to e bomani ma Nairobi ka bende wacho ni gibiro rindo kanda e neno ni chal mar arita kwe e boma ma Nairobi kae obedo maber. Bende ochiwo siem mager ahinya ne jogo mabende kata ne jomaundu mabende kwalo jamni ahinya to e gwengego mag nyandwata mag piny Kenya ka bende wacho ni monjo makinde ka kinde matimore e gwengego gin monjo mabende itimo ka chocho ratiro mag jopiny. Ka bende wacho ni jago moramora mabende biro yud kanyo ka onyiewo jamni mokwal en bende ibiro kaune okang mager. Wacho ni gibiro tiyo machiegni ahinya kod obila e pacho kae mar neno ni orid sekta mar arita e pacho kae mar mondo mi jopiny obeda kod adiera ni arita kwe nitiere makare e gwenge mopogore opogore ama bende gintiere. Nyakora mogejuang wach makamano bende pod wabiro medo luonu machiegni kaluore kod twak mare mano nyalo mana bedo singo kata geno ma jo Kenya nyalo bedo godo ni chal mar arita kwe e kinde mabiro mbele biro bedo makare kaluore ni mano jatend migao mar arita Kithure Kindiki mabende oseloso kanyo osingo ni gibiro bero chal mar arita kwe pacho kae ahinya to gisani mwaseneno rochruoka e chal mar arita kwe e gwenge mopogore opogore. Nyakora mogejuang ka wachako moko kuom wechego mabende podi otudore kod chal mar arita kwe en ogai manyien mar obila Jafeta Koome ogolo chik ne ji manigi bunde e tok chik mondo mi oduoka bunde go ne obila. Koome bende ochuogo aputa moro mabende biro telo ne chenro mag keto arita kwe e kaunti ma Nairobi. Apudno dhi rango kenge mag kedo gi kuo moko mag wang' teko masani timore buore Nairobi kae nyaka odiochieng' alanga.
Yeyote ambaye anatisha wananchi, anaweka woga kwa wananchi, kutembea na visu, huyo tutamhudumia. Maofisa wetu kama vile nilisema juzi, tumewafunza kule Kiganjo na college yetu ya Embakasi zote mbili njia ya kutumia bunduki. Imeelezwa vizuri kwa kisheria, kwa sheria wakati polisi anaruhusiwa kutumia bunduki. Sasa kama unatembea na kisu, unatembea na bunduki, hapana. Bunduki sisi mnatembea nayo, hiyo ni ya kudhuru mwingine. Kwa hivyo tutakushughulikia vile takikana kisheria.
We seek to have a city of order and dignity, hope and opportunities. And that order means everybody knowing the rules and abiding by those rules. I'm very happy and I thank the IG for a very warm reception. They are very receptive to the ideas that we have shared on how to restore sanity and order in Nairobi County. That one we will do without flinching. We will cooperate with the National Police Service. Indeed, security is a national function, but it is a shared responsibility. The county will do its part. We have agreed on the steps that we will take as a county government, including setting up the county policing authority, including the traffic and safety authority committee that should be meeting, because we've had too many people doing different things and working in silos. We all serve the same people, and I'm glad that that is the spirit I found here, that we all care about the safety and security of the 5 million plus people of Nairobi, as well as our visitors who come to see us in this great county.
Moko kum jotelo mawuok e kaunti ma Kiambu ogolo yuaka ewi midhiero mar rochruok mar arita kwe e gwengego. Jaod bura ma Thika Town Ali Sang'ang'a, nyawadgi mogwela Triza Wanjiru kod mane en jaod bura ma Gatundu North Kigonjenga okonyoga imanyien mar obila Jafeta Koome mondo mi okaw okang' mar reso jopiny kendo kedo kod timbego mag njore. Jotelogo yuak ni timbe njore osebedo ka medore mokalo e kaunti no.
Naona tunafaa sasa kutumia binu ingine, sababu tukitumia ile binu tulitumia zamani haitatusaidia. Ya kwanza, askari warudi community zao. Ukiangalia hapa askari wa kutoka hapa tutamjua, na mambo ikiharibika tutampata na tutamfuata. Pia walimu pia warudi their community assets. Na ya pili, hawa wazee wa nyumba 10 uongeze vijana huko na walipwe. Iwe tuwe tukipata nafasi ya kuwauliza kwa nini unalipwa na ufanyi kazi. Na ya tatu, mufikirie kama tunaweza rudisha the Chiefs Act. Some of the powers ya Chiefs Act ilikuwa ya maana sana, sababu they could arrest and take to the police, and pia mpatia assistant chief na machief askari. Na community muamuke, msingoje serikali peke yake. Hapa Kiambu tunasema kabla ufanyiwe kazi unajifanyia.
Because we have a new Inspector General of Police, would like to assure him of our community support from leaders and from the community and from the Kenyan society, so that he is able to stand and implement all measures to mitigate against rampant insecurity. I know that criminals have interpreted when they have that some police officers who are being arrested and so on. They misinterpreted this to mean that there is a vacuum in relation to the structured security policy. But we are going to assure the Inspector General that he has our support. Let him deal with the criminals and deal with them decisively, because that is the only way that people are going to work in peace, in harmony, and people go about their business without worrying about their security.
Nyakora Mogejwa ngikanye mwachopo godo e giko weche manyien mag kagi kacha odhiambo makawuono to mana kaka jatend migao mar arita Kithure Kindiki osesingo wantiere kod geno ni chal mar arita kwe e gwenge mopogore opogore nyaka sani ibiro ket makare mar mondo mi jopiny kik daga kod luora. Gikanyo oriti masani nyaka kendo waromo odiochieng' machielo. Nyinga Joyce Oduor.